everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here with the puppies. It is Wednesday, the 22nd of December, so the days are starting to get longer. I think it's by literally minutes, maybe a minute and a half or something, or 2 minutes each day, but at least now they're getting longer. Yesterday was the shortest day of the year, and now we start working on getting longer. So I gotta tell you, this is freaking hilarious. So I've been in my room working on my laptop and just doing stuff. Well, if I'm in my room, all the dogs are in my room, and as you can see, now that I am out here by the fire, all the dogs are out here with me by the fire. They're so funny. It's we're the pack. That's right. So they're not too far, are you? Not too far from Daddy. That's right. There's Miss Pandora. So anyway, guys, before we get into the video, I want to remind everybody I will be live streaming tonight. Topic to be determined. I'm not 100% sure what the topic is going to be yet, but that will be 8 o'clock tonight Eastern Time. So I would encourage you to join me for that chat. And I'm going to have, well, this video will go up at 3, and so it's around 11:30 in the morning right now, and so I think I'm going to set up the live stream later in my head. So if like this video goes up at 3, and then you'll look and maybe the live stream will be set up at that point. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be set up a little bit later. I'm still kind of figure out what I want to do the live stream on. So I don't want to just throw something up for just to throw something up and then change my mind. So I will set the live stream up later, but I will be live streaming tonight at 8 o'clock. All right. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys today, I figured we would do a nice fireside chat because it is cold and it is snowing outside, and I said, you know what? I don't feel like walking around outside, so I am going to stay in the house. That's why I got the lounge pants on. I do have a shirt on though, so that's a good thing, right? All right. I want to talk to you about energy. I think this is something that, you know, a lot of people are confused about with a lot of different things, and I kind of wanted to, as somebody that I live off-grid, as you guys know, anybody that watches this channel knows that I have my own solar system. I do have a backup generator because this time of year the sunshine is not always reliable. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about is, you know, one of the things I do get a lot of questions. A lot of people are talking to me and they're like, you know, I'm thinking about solar. I don't know what to do and how do I do it and those type of things. So I'm kind of going to, in this video, I'm going to break down what my thoughts are as far as if you are brand new to solar and don't really have a whole lot of information, don't know what to do, okay? I would always encourage you, number one, to talk with somebody that's in the business of solar, because they're going to sell you what packages they want to sell you. You know, or they have grid tied systems and all these type of things. All right. I would encourage any of you that are thinking of looking at doing an off-grid system, or looking to do solar. Contact somebody like me. There's a lot of other people out there that live off-grid. We can share with you a tremendous amount of very useful information because this is what we do every day. Okay, so what I usually tell people if they're thinking about doing some solar, all right, what I've always encouraged people to do, if you start out small, per se. So what do I mean by that? So let's say you decided I'm going to start doing a solar system, and it's not cheap. As anybody that has looked into it knows, it's not cheap. I would encourage people to start out small. Okay, so I'm going to go over what I mean. Hi, C's. I'm going to explain what I mean by that. If you have an outbuilding, like a shed or something like that, you can start out with wiring up that shed, having a few batteries, a smaller solar system, you know, decent charge controller, inverter combo. I would absolutely recommend that. Again, it really, everything, honestly, guys, It comes down to what you can afford. Absolutely what you can afford. Now, my batteries that I have here in New York, all right, what do I pay for those batteries? They're used batteries. Probably, the company that I had bought them from, I'm paying $900 a piece for those batteries. I have 8 of those batteries here in New York. That's for my 24 volt system. When I'm going to West Virginia, I'm putting in a 48 volt system. Now, if you go and buy those batteries brand new, okay, you are looking at between $2,400 and $2,700 per battery. That's going to be your biggest expense, is batteries. Now, if you're just starting off and you want to do a small system, I would encourage you to go to like Sam's Club or one of those type of places. Marine deep cycle batteries. You start out with a 12 volt system, something small, but if you're going to do that, so here's how that's going to kind of work. If you're going to do that, so that way you're spending $100 a battery and not thousands, okay, or 1,000. And again, it really is going to depend on what you're doing. So if you have a couple of solar panels, let's say you got a couple of 250 watt solar panels, right? So you got 500 watts of solar, you get that set up. That's not going to be super expensive to get those panels. I just bought 6 340 watt panels, and I think I paid $130 or $140 a panel, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember off the top of my head. I mean, I put the order in and got them, and that type of thing. But it wasn't horrible. The price on the panels was not horrible, and they're brand new. Now you can go out and you can buy cheap panels. You can go out and buy like a solar farm. They will keep a panel for so long, and then they swap them all out. Now, a solar panel will last you 30 years or better. What happens is that each year it may degrade by 1%. So you're looking at, in the course of 30 years, from 100% efficiency down to 70% efficiency, but it's still going to produce power. Just giving you that example. So I would rather go ahead and pay the extra money and buy a new panel. It's mine. I know it's at 100% when I get it. I'm not buying that panel that is, been used for 5 years and now it's not as efficient and all that type of stuff. You do whatever you want to do. It is your call. I'm just telling you the way I did it, the way I feel that if you're going to start this, do it right the first time. Do not buy a cheap inverter. Do not buy a cheap charge controller. Go ahead and put the money in and buy a decent inverter and charge controller. The charge controllers and inverters that I have here, I have 2 of them. For every 2,000 watts, you're going to need another inverter charge controller. That's just how it works. They're designed to handle about 2,000 watts, and then you need to have the second one, and then you tie them into the different units. It's a whole different kettle of fish, but we're not, but if you're starting out, and let's say you just need one, right? Well, if you're going to go with a 24 volt system or a 48 volt system, you're looking at about $800-900 for. It's a combination charge controller, inverter, all in one. That's what I would recommend that you do. Like I said, it's going to be more efficient. It's going to be better. Are you sniffing my back? But that's the way I would do it. I would encourage people to start out small. If you have like an outbuilding or you have like one room in your house and you say, okay, this room is going to be our off-grid room, and you disconnect the wires from the regular panel box or whatever the case may be, and in that room you would wire it up separately and have that completely on solar, and then just work on, see what works, what doesn't work. Maybe use that as the room where you are plugging in and charging up your electronics, or maybe that's where you have your laptop, or whatever the case may be. Experiment. I definitely think you have to find out what it always comes down to wants and needs when it comes to an off-grid solar system. Okay, and I would encourage off-grid solar systems as opposed to grid ties. the main reason for me, personally, nobody owns me. They don't own me. If you have a grid-tied system, they still own you. You're still paying a line charge and taxes every month. When the grid goes down, your grid goes down as well, unless you have a backup battery bank, which they do not encourage you to do if you have a grid-tied system. Now, if you say, yes, I want a backup battery bank so that I can do a transfer switch. If the grid goes down, you click the transfer switch, now your power goes into those batteries. You can do that as well. If you're planning on selling, or if you're in a place where it gets a ton of sunshine and you want to sell a lot back to the grid, do whatever you want to do. It's your choice. I'm not going to tell you what you should do. I'm going to tell you why I believe that being independent and having your own system is better. And that reason, the main reason, is they don't own you. What's the matter? They don't own you. Okay? So that, for me, I don't care. If there's excess power and I'm dumping excess power, I don't care. They're never going to own me. I'm independent. I don't get any bill any month for any kind of power that I am producing. And I like that. Okay? So, but that's just me. I've been doing this for 7 years. Now, I started out with a 12-volt system. The very next year, I had talked to Bill and Rosa off-grid. Spoke with Bill, the husband. He said, copy my system. And at that point, I think they'd been off-grid for 3 or 4 years. He said a lot of people absolutely copied my system, and I did. I copied his system completely, and we went from the 12-volt system to the 24-volt system. Now, and that was with lithium-ion batteries then. We had upgraded our batteries to the lithium-ion batteries. I have since changed my system out. I still have here in New York a 24-volt system, but I upgraded my charge controller inverters, upgraded from lead-acid batteries to, lead-acid is what I had before. Switched out from lead-acid to the lithium-ion. I would encourage you, if you can afford to do it, go with lithium-ion from the get-go. The lead-acid batteries cost me, and I bought these several years ago, so I don't know what the cost would be now, about $250 per battery. They're big, they weigh about 90 pounds a piece, and, but there's a lot of maintenance with lead-acid batteries. You got to make sure you have distilled water, you're checking your levels, yada, 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 okay? The lithium-ion batteries are the best way to go. This is my opinion. Unless you can afford a Tesla battery, one of the big ones, and that's going to cost you a whole ton of money. I can't do that. So, it's always a work in progress. That's one of the things I definitely wanted to tell you as well. When you're starting out, you're experimenting, especially if you're green and you know nothing, play around. Like I said, a shed, wire that up, have your panel box in that shed, use that shed as, where you're playing and learning and stuff like that. See what works, see what doesn't work. When you're ready to expand your system, adding more batteries, upgrading maybe from a 12-volt system to a 24 or a 48. Now, the most efficient system that you're going to have out there is going to be a 48-volt system. That I will tell you right now. That is why when I am going down to West Virginia in the spring, I am putting in a 48-volt system down there. And that is the reason why I'm doing so, okay? Good thing to have. Now, I do highly, highly, highly recommend you have a backup generator for your system. Because if you get a series of days where you have inclement weather and you're not getting any sunshine, you may need to use your generator to not only power what you're using, but also to feed your batteries, okay? Very important, really is. If you want to do it with propane, if you want to do it with gasoline, or diesel, your call. You make that decision, okay? But, it's a learning process, and it takes time. And again, I would encourage anybody that's thinking about starting out and playing around, start small. Start with one outbuilding or one room in your house. And as you figure out, okay, I'm producing more power, then you expand. You know what I mean? You work at it slowly. And eventually, then maybe you're off grid completely. Again, when I say this part, this is what I mean, just so you're clear. Always consult with experts. And I'm not talking about a solar company that have their hand, or that the power companies have their hand in their pocket. They're working hand in hand. Power companies and solar companies that are installing solar are working hand in hand. That when I say talk to experts, talk to people that are doing it, that live it. Okay? I've been doing this for 7 years. I think I know what I'm talking about now. You know what I mean? Where when I first started, I really didn't. I was playing around and trying to live off grid with minimal power. And I will tell you this. In the beginning, we absolutely limited what we did and how we did it. I can remember I did a video, and we had a hot plate going. We were making grilled cheese sandwiches. Power kicks off. Now this is when I was still, I don't know if I had the lead acid batteries at that point or not. But anyway, whenever we did that, it kicked off. Too much juice was being sucked, and it shut the system down. Okay? So, as we have progressed, and now we are on, like I said, I'm on a 24 volt system. We have, the upgrades of the charge controllers, the upgrade of the batteries. We're able to store a lot more power. It gives us that opportunity. I am now running 2 houses. Okay, my place here, Becky and Mom's place. That's 2 refrigerators running full time. They have the coffee maker. I have a toaster. They have a toaster. They also have a microwave. I don't have a microwave in here, just primarily because of space. There's no space, but we're able to run all those things. So we're not limited anymore of what we run. We can run whatever we want to run. So people would ask me, can you run air conditioning? I absolutely can. If I wanted to run air conditioning, I can absolutely run air conditioning. Now, I would have to make sure it was a sunny day, because I wouldn't want to drain all my power out of my batteries. But I'm fortunate enough that I am shaded here with this house, that I actually have an air conditioner up here, up in the loft. I don't even use it. Don't need to use it. The house stays cool enough that with the shading of the trees, if it's 95 degrees outside, as long as I'm running a fan, I'm good. So we run fans. That's all we do here. But it's not that I couldn't run an air conditioner, because I can. All right. So again, you would have to make sure you have a decent enough battery bank and all those situations. So just food for thought. If you have questions, which I'm sure some of you do, please ask them. I will try to address them. I will try to answer your questions if I can. If you are thinking of doing solar and you need help, feel free to contact me. I try to help people out as much as I can. Because again, like I said, I've been doing this for 7 years. I absolutely know what I'm talking about. Okay? It is very rewarding. It is not cheap. I'm going to tell you that right now. It is not cheap. But you can start out small, save your money. Because you can go pick up an inverter, okay, Tractor Supply for like $129, $130. Charge controller you can pick up at like Renogy or any of these other things. You can pick up a cheap charge controller as well. But if you have a cheap inverter and you have a cheap charge controller, they're not going to be as efficient. So to me, instead of spending a couple of $100 this way, I would rather spend the money once, buy something that's super efficient and really good. That is the one advice that I would give you. Don't be cheap. Don't be cheap. Go ahead and spend the money the first time, because I will guarantee you this. You will chase that money down the road, because you're going to realize that crap is not as efficient. I need to upgrade. So you're going to spend the money down the road anyway. Go ahead and do it right the first time. That's the biggest advice that I could give you. So like I said, with making my move to West Virginia, right from the very beginning, I am going with a 48 volt system. We will add batteries as we can, and that's how we're going to do it. Simple. realistically. I mean, it sounds simple, but it's not difficult to do as far as setting it up. It's cost. And your biggest expense is always, always, always going to be your batteries. So, all right, I hope that helps. I hope that is informative to you guys. Just something that I was thinking about, you know, and again, it's like, you know, it's nice that we're not feeding into the system, and that we're independent, and it's green energy. It's energy that's there. It's the sun, you know. And if you want to supplement it with wind or hydro, you know, if you have a creek or a stream, you absolutely can do that. So, anyway, I will see you all later, guys. I will see you tonight. Real quick, I did want to mention my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse 1 community there, which is a free site that we have there for you guys to join to connect with like-minded people. So if you're looking for a group or people in your state, that's what it's there for. So free to join. You do have to register for that, but no credit card information is asked. Go in, read the message boards, talk with people in the state or the country that you live in, and there you go, okay? Also on my website, we have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. Definitely take advantage of that as well. You go into my website, preppernurse1.com, you will see the Forefathers logo. You click on that, it will take you to their website. Once you are on their website, if you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, when you check out, make sure you use the discount code PrepperNurse1, and that's the number 1, not O-N-E. You will save 15% on your purchase, okay? So definitely take advantage of that. CBD products are a really good thing to have, now and in a post-event as well. Last but not least, on my website, preppernurse1.com, go in, click on store, it'll drop down, you will see Legacy Foods. Once you see that, and click on that, it'll take you to the store within the website. We have the freeze-dried foods there. Good thing to have, 25-year shelf life, GMO-free. Gluten options are available for people that need that as well. So I would encourage you to definitely take advantage of that, all right? So anyway, that is it. I will see you all tonight at 8 o'clock. Again, topic to be determined. I will figure that out later, I guess. Remember, folks, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race, and I think that is really important that we remember that and stop letting them divide us and manipulate us. Also remember, hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day, tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, doesn't have to be living off grid, it doesn't have to be about prepping. If you work methodically at it, you can accomplish anything that you want to do. Set realistic goals and then set about to making them happen. And it is a great mantra that can be used in any aspect of your life. Step, thing, and day, STD. Nobody forgets that mantra as far as what STD is. They think they know what it means, but they don't. Follow that. Don't listen to negative people that tell you what you cannot accomplish. Don't let people dictate to you what you should be doing with your life. Follow your heart, follow your dreams, and make it happen. That's my advice to anybody. Why be miserable in something because that's what somebody else said that you should do, when you can make a decision for yourself and be a happy individual? Big difference, okay? Anyway, I will see you all tonight. I hope everybody's having a great day. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now. And where did all my dogs go? They went back into my room.